we're going to talk about performance management systems. We will cover defining performance management, the history of performance management, effectiveness, shortcomings, and then the conclusion. So what is performance management? It's a continuous process of communication between the managers and employees, effectively working together to meet the long-term goals and objectives of the organization. Through continuous communication and feedback, understanding expectations and goals, identifying learning and development opportunities, establishing measurements to manage performance, and looking not only at past performance but current and future performance. Employee performance is directly related to the organization's performance, and an organization's performance management is significant in achieving a competitive advantage in today's world, and it is considered the backbone of human resource management. Let's take a look at the history of performance management. It has been around for decades and has continued to evolve, taking on many different forms over the years. We'll briefly look at the timeline beginning with World War I. The formal appraisal started with the Army in World War I, and it was a man-to-man or merit rating system, which was later transferred to the business field, but only encompassed hourly workers at the time. In the 1920s, the forced ranking system was used, where workers were rated in comparison to one another. Moving to the 1940s, behavioral methods were used, and after 1945, results-oriented approach was used, which led to management by objectives. In the 1960s, the self-appraisal developed, giving the employee the opportunity to evaluate their own performance, with more focus put on employee development during that era. In the 1970s, with the rising inflation, there was more focus put on merit-based pay, with large increases given to those strong performers. Really, the shift went back to accountability versus developmental. Forced ranking was championed by Jack Welch at General Electric, and it resulted in rewards for the top performers, and then accommodating just those satisfactory performers and basically eliminating those bottom performers. In the 1990s, 360-degree appraisal was developed, and that incorporated feedback not only from the manager and the employee, but groups of managers and employees. In the 2000s, organizations became flatter, increasing the number of direct reports, and it made it more difficult to develop employees during that era. In 2011, Kelly Services was the first large professional group to move away from traditional annual appraisals, and they shifted to more of an emphasis on ongoing coaching and feedback and developing employees throughout the year instead of just once during the year. As you can see from the timeline, performance management has shifted significantly over the years, from accountability to accountability and development to a much more collaborative, ongoing, communicative approach. So let's look at the effectiveness of performance management system. Performance management systems don't have to be formal to be effective, but they must align with the organization's strategic objectives and also their culture. There are 5 key strategic decisions that have to be made in establishing a performance management system. First of all, what is the purpose of the system and how will it be used? Secondly, who evaluates or provides the performance data? Third, determining what to evaluate. How are we going to assess employees? And then determining the means of the evaluation. Businesses must have systems in place allowing them to identify, reward, and retain top performers in order to realize sustainable growth. Key areas of performance management. There are several key areas an effective performance management system should include. Establishing goals. They should be aligned with the organization's strategic goals and objectives, and the process should be collaborative between the employee and the manager. Ongoing feedback and discussions regarding performance and developmental areas are key. Development plans can be created from those discussions. And then having a robust reward and recognition program, that is important to employees, and it can be very motivating if it's structured correctly. And then in order for a system to be effective, there has to be ongoing communication, collaboration, and teamwork. That is key. What are some of the benefits of the performance management system? Well, the performance management process is invaluable to organizations and allows the ability to create and sustain an environment that values continuous improvement. Things like adapting to change, achieving ambitious goals, inspiring creativity, promoting learning and development, and engaging employees. Let's look at it from the organization's perspective. It can result in improved productivity, eliminate communication barriers, establishes clear accountabilities, and increases employee retention and loyalty. Manager's perspective, it reduces conflict, saves time, increases efficiencies, and ensures consistent performance. From the employee perspective, it provides clarification of expectations, allows self-assessment opportunities, promotes job satisfaction, and defines career path and development opportunities. There are shortcomings in the way performance management systems have traditionally been created. It's not unusual in HR to hear complaints from managers and employees alike regarding the performance appraisal process, such as appraisals take too much time, they're daunting, they only focus on past performance, they don't consider present or future performance. If there are performance issues, it can be difficult to deliver that message to the employee and hard for the employee to hear when it's only done once a year. And then it's too late for the employee to make any changes in behaviors. The budget and merit increases. Everyone gets the same amount, no matter how hard they work. So why should I work any harder than the employee that sits next to me? It can be demotivating to employees and it creates angst. Appraisals don't have meaning to them. Employees aren't clear on what the expectations are, and the feedback just isn't timely. Throw in here, but as an employee, I'm sure you've heard this somewhere along the way. So in conclusion, performance management systems should allow employees to perform at their potential, which is why they have to be aligned with the organization's goals and objectives. There has to be frequent, ongoing coaching and collaboration. Performance management is a developmental opportunity. Leaders must build and enhance employee performance. Performance management systems are critical in helping organizations to achieve their goals and objectives and positions them to gain a competitive edge. If an organization hopes to keep its best talent from walking out the door, we must approach performance management differently today. Remember, even the most robust performance management systems are only as effective as those that are implementing them. Thank you.